Hey darlings, welcome back to my channel. Again, this is Mimi Vicini. Alright, so as I've mentioned previously, whenever I would wanna share about anything, I'm just gonna go live because I think it's pretty much straightforward and it's just gonna automatically upload to YouTube. So anyway, without further ado, I just wanna share my thoughts, opinions about the recent brouhaha between BB Gandanghari, Vice Ganda, Ogie Diaz, and Ricky Reyes. Okay, this is really quite interesting and to a certain degree get out of proportion already. But anyway, himay-himayin natin kung 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 ano ba ang pinanggagalingan ng bawat isa, what really happened. And again, as you would see on the thumbnail, uh, who's the real bully? So let's dissect the whole issue, and I'm gonna give my conclusive answer to that question: who's the real bully? Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. Timeline muna tayo. Insofar as this whole issue is concerned, para meron tayong chronological appreciation of the whole thing. Okay, so apparently, as we are all aware of, BB Gandanghari came out as a trans woman, at least based on Wikipedia, back in January 2009. Alright, so maraming naloka kasi nga presumably many people thought na the coming out of Rostam back then was the ultimate coming out already, but little did we know that the real person actually was BB Gandanghari. And then, of course, BB had that famous or infamous phrase, Rostam is dead. And therefore, she had that ultimate emancipation that the real soul within her was or is BB Gandanghari. So yun, maraming niloka, maraming maraming na obviously nag-create siya ng maraming reactions at that time. And we can safely say somehow na it was actually BB who really had the courage to come out as a trans woman. Yung talagang pinag-usapan ng madlang people, I would say. So yon, she came out as a trans woman, again, based on Wikipedia back in January 2009. And then, ito na yung parang tinatawag natin na kumbaga transition or yung point of controversy. So, at some point, I re it must have happened after January 2009 that Vice Ganda and Ricky Reyes were interviewed in relation to BB coming out as BB. So, it was a news report on TV Patrol, and again, Vice and Ricky Reyes were asked to give their thoughts about BB's coming out. So, actually, kinuha ko yung transcript. Nahihingal ako, sorry. Ewan ko, pagagaling ko lang sa CR. But anyway, so, I got the transcript. I exerted an effort to really note down Vice's comments verbatim word for word para, walang lumagpas na idea and buo talaga yung thought. So, ito yung comment ni Vice about BB's coming out. Ang sabi niya, verbatim, super love ko yung Rostom noon, yung buhay na Rostom bago pa pinatay. Ang creepy, sino ba ang pumatay kay Rostom? Hindi siya proud na bading siya. Hindi naman niya kiniklaim na bading siya. Si Rostom nagbakla, hindi na daw kasi siya si Rostom eh. Siya si Bibi na babae. Nag-modeling school sa New York ata. Parang bakit? Magmomodela? Ngayon lang siya magmomodela, nasa 40s? Di ba parang may edad na? Hindi naman pangit si Bibi, although may kabado yan. Feeling ko mahal yung mga sinuot na mismatch lang. Mas maganda siguro kung poging hari o gandang reyna. And then at the latter part of the news report, Vice had this comment as well. She said, or he said, kahit Ako nga rin niloloko. BB, BB, parang niloloko. Anong BB? Kabayo na nga, BB pa. Okay. So yun ang comment ni Vice about BB's coming out. And then, as for Ricky Reyes, ito naman yung kanyang comment in verbatim. Ang pagbababae ng isang bading ay dapat sa sarili lamang niya. Ayoko na ang bawat bading dito sa Pilipinas ay parang gawing, parang matching na sa hawla na pinaglalaroan at pinagtatawanan. So, again, that's the reaction of Ricky Reyes. Okay, so what happened? It appears na BB never reacted about that issue at that time. And and to my recollection, I remember that I was able to watch um, this news report even before, sorry, even before BB decided to give her reaction, obviously after almost a decade. And because first and foremost, I'm quite a big fan of BB, so I've watched almost all her interviews and some acting moments on YouTube. So I remember I was able to watch this news report, a few years back, and my thing was I was wondering, oh, has BB ever reacted to this comments of Vice and Ricky Reyes? And apparently, hindi nga pala. BB never reacted or never sort of retaliated as far as this issue is concerned back then, back in 2009. So ngayon lang, recently lang siya nagbigay ng kanyang opinion about this. And she shared or she confessed about her feelings as of the 7th of June, 2020, just a week ago basically. So sa kanyang comment, apparently what BB is saying is that she got hurt when she heard those comments from Vice and Ricky. She felt that she was bullied at that time. She she felt she felt that she was attacked, especially given the fact that she was just slowly transitioning from her quote unquote old self to her newfound, newly emancipated BB Gandanghari. And and as she feels that she's now more empowered, she's more independent, she is basically declaring that no more backing off, no more inhibition. I'm gonna share, I'm just gonna be straightforward as I can be. So parang kay BB is that this is now the time when she had that vlog a week ago. She felt that this is now the time to to say my piece on the matter, that those comments from Vice and Ricky Reyes caused her mental anguish. I think that's the term that the BB used, mental anguish. I guess to a certain degree, depression, and lowering of her self-esteem. So, meron siyang sobrang siyang naapektuhan nung sinabi ni Vice sa kanila Reyes. And, again, almost a decade after, now 2020, she really felt the need to say her piece on the matter. And basically what she's saying is that, it's really very unbecoming of them, very unfortunate, and very sad as well, given the fact that, all of these, they're all from the same community, the LGBT QI plus community, and she really felt sad that those mean or unbecoming comments actually came from those people who belong to the same community. And obviously BB was emotional, and to a certain degree, she was raging, and meron siya mga ginagamit na mga term pertaining to pertaining to Vice. I believe she actually called Vice Bangao and Ricky Reyes Matching. And yeah, so we're gonna give our analysis later on. We're just giving basically the facts now as to what really happened, the timeline about the whole situation. So yun ang pinagagalingan ni BB, and I was able to watch that live because obviously, as you probably would know, BB has been doing a live vlogging daily, at least since March of this year. I guess when when lockdown has started. So yeah, she has had that live blogging. I've been really following her, almost since day one when she started having her YouTube account. So yeah, she's doing the live vlogging, and then obviously she had that commentary on that particular news report a week ago. So I knew when I watched the video that obviously it's going to create a bit of controversy. People would react. You know, um I was thinking, knowing Vice, probably Vice wouldn't actually react on that, and I'm gonna give my explanation later on about that. But I knew that some people from Showbizlandia locally would share their opinions on the matter. And truth be told, Ogie Diaz, who's a close friend of Vice Ganda and the former manager of Vice Ganda, gave his piece on the matter. I just really can't remember. Yun talaga ako. I just really can't remember. Let me just drink water first. Please reconnect. Okay, one moment. Okay, so I think I'm live again. Hi. So the usual intermittent issue, or as Kun BB would call it, disturbance. So hopefully this is gonna come out well and seamless. But anyway, so where was I? So I just had to drink some water. So, Ogie Diaz shared his piece on the matter a few days ago. I mean, I guess for obvious reasons, because he's a friend of Vice, and he was also the former manager of Vice. So, I guess him commenting on the issue was, to a certain degree, a bit relevant. Um, or I would say, he could at least give substantial information um, coming from the side of Vice Ganda, because obviously nga, they're friends. So in summary, what Audio Diaz was saying was that, um, while he respects the opinion of BB, he thinks that um, unnecessary na yung pagbibigay pa ng comment ni BB, because it's been almost a decade. Ang sinasabi nga niya is luma na yon, matagal na yon. So parang bakit ngayon pa nag-react si BB? Um, it seems na ang sinasabi niya is that dapat noon pa siya nag-react, at since matagal na nga, pointless na mag-react pa siya dahil luma na yung issue. Kinorelate pa niya sa parang sa situation ni Pinoy daw, na kung meron man daw ginawa si Pinoy noon, magko-comment ka pa daw ba? Dahil bilang matagal na nga kung ano man yung ginawa ni Pinoy, pointless nga na mag-comment ka pa ngayon. So doon umiikot yung argument ni Ogie Diaz, and sinabi niya pa na parang oo, pangit din naman daw si Vice noon nung time na yon. So well, hindi ko na mag-guess kung ano kanya pinapoint out doon, pero basta sabi niya, pangit naman daw si Vice nga nung time na nangyari na hiningan siya ng comment about BB. And obviously, meron dong comment si BB Gandanghari. So yeah, apparently, still fresh from the oven, and I knew it was coming. So BB Gandanghari once again gave her response on that on her latest vlog. And nag-react siya talaga directly sa mga sinabi ni Ogie Diaz. So anong kanyang ina-argue? Para sa kanya, Ogie Diaz is not in the position at all to question her, question BB on her decision to react on the matter several years after. What BB is saying is that whether it was 10 years ago or 20 years ago, it doesn't matter. The point is, I got bullied, and I I just feel that this is now the perfect time. This is the time for me to speak up, to say my piece on the matter, and no one could question me on that. That's basically what BB was saying. And um and then sinasabi niya pa nga rin na parang, what's the point of Ogie saying na pangit si Vice on time na yon, and never naman daw gumanda nga si Vice. Yun ang sinasabi ni BB. So, kumbaga, pointless yung ganung statement ni Ogie, kasi as far as BB is concerned, Vice Ganda never became beautiful. And actually, BB calls Vice Ganda as Vice Tanda. So yeah, obviously she was emotional, and she was passionate while saying those words. So kung ang tawag niya kay Vice ay bangaw, ang tawag niya kay Ogie poops. So, or basically what she's saying na parang either or. Basta, as far as BB is concerned, both of them are, a piece of SHIT, or bang or, or poops, whatever. Sila nang bahala kung saan nila gustong itag ang kailang mga sarili as far as BB is concerned. And also, sabi pa ni BB, something to the effect na magagalit pa daw siya kung sakaling ikumpara ni Ogie ang kanyang sarili sa mga unggoy. Something to that effect. Again, ang sinasabi lang ni BB is that no one cannot and should not question her on her decision to finally speak up on the matter, and to obviously give her share on that. Again, she reiterated on how frustrated she is on the fact that she got these mean comments from the people coming from the same community. And also another highlight was that she was actually attacking their hypocrisy. That as for BB, it's so hypocrite of Vice to actually comment on, or to fight, to say her piece on, on stuff that would basically, how do you call this, fight against bullying. Parang sa kanya is so ironic that Vice would frown upon bullying, when in fact she is also a big bully, and that she bullies people. And basically what BB is saying is that she herself experienced bullying from Vice Ganda. So as far as BB is concerned, it's very hypocritical of Vice. And also in the case of Ogie, ngayon lang sa akin nagdawn yung idea. BB is also saying that is also very hypocritical of Ogie to actually give her piece on the matter, when in fact BB is saying that back in the day, back in the 90s, si Ogie daw marami naging atraso kay Rostom, her old self, when it comes to, I guess, creating news articles attacking Rostom at that time. And I can only imagine, it's mainly about Rostom's sexuality, perceived sexuality at that time, na parang sinasabi ni BB is that naglabas ng mga fake news, mga character assassination, to basically attack Rostom at that time. So that's the whole timeline, and the facts underneath it all. So, it's a bit of a saga if you ask me. Kasi nga, imagine, you know, it's a brouhaha starting from 2009 when BB came out as a trans woman, and then now 2020, apparently the the saga is not yet over as far as BB is concerned. So, what are my thoughts on the matter? Okay, so sorry, so is my transitional word. We would always have these fillers, so get used to it, I guess. So um okay, kay Vice Ganda muna tayo. Let me just share my thoughts on what she said, on what he or she said about BB. I guess I'm just gonna use he because according to Vice, he's not a trans woman, so I guess it's safe to use he. But I mean, again, I can only presume. I mean, I just base it as to how the person want to be identified with. So for now, I'm gonna use he for Vice. So ang sinasabi niya to parang to describe Vice's whole comment on the issue. My take is that it's coming from a place of ignorance to a certain degree, and also I would say insecurity to a certain degree as well. So why do I say so? Ignorance kasi apparently, at least during this time, hindi pabuo yung pagkakaunawa ni Vice Ganda sa concept ng Soji. I would say, when you say Soji, sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression. So, kasi dun sa kanyang statement na sinasabi niya na yung dun pa lang sa kanyang phrase na ang creepy, sino ba ang pumatay kay Rostam? Kasi for me for Vice to even ask that, that signifies ignorance, kasi obviously that statement of Rostam was metaphorical. I mean, it's not as if someone literally killed Rostam, or even if Vice was pertaining to the figure of speech. The point is, no one had to literally kill BB for BB to come out as a trans woman. It's just that what BB is saying is that the Rostam's side, or the soul of Rostam, had to die because BB has finally realized within herself that her true self is actually a trans woman, not a gay person. So sa comedy Vice, hindi niya pa nauunawaan yung ganong aspect. It appears, based sa kanya mga sinabi, hindi niya pa nauunawaan yung mismong concept ng yung difference ng homosexuality and being a trans woman or transgenderism. And sabi niya, hindi naman niya kasi kiniklaim na bading siya. Si Rostam nagbakla. Hindi na daw kasi si Rostam siya si Bibi na babae. So, it's more parang Vice was questioning as to what Bibi was trying to make the people understand that she is a trans woman, at parang hindi pa ma-absorb, hindi pa matanggap ni Vice yung ganong idea. Now, for me, sa part naman ng parang for me sa idea ng insecurity is yung sa part na sinabi niya na sa pag-model daw ni BB, sabi ni Vice, ngayon lang siya magmamodela, nasa 40s. Di ba parang may edad na? Hindi naman pangit si BB, although may kabado yan. I think that's uncalled for. I just feel like it's so unexpected, or unbecoming, that Vice would think that if a person is already 40 plus years old, that person can no longer be a model. Kasi obvious naman na mayroong ilan pa rin mga popular models who are already in their 40s, and and they're still doing the job. So parang feeling ko medyo may touch of insecurity yung ganong comment device on BB. Um, yung sa pagkasabi na baduy, that's uncalled. Pwedeng, yeah, that's her comment, but I just feel like that was unnecessary. Hindi na kailangan pang sabihin yon. I mean, I I guess at that time hindi pa naman matawag si Vice na fashion icon. At least during that time kasi nagsimula pa lang naman siya sa showbiz. Hindi pa siya ganun ka-experimental when it comes to her fashion or his fashion. So parang for me, uncalled for, unnecessary yung pagkasabi ng baduy yung suot-suot ni BB. Though ako personally, my take was that, and of course it's really understandable kasi what I what I noticed at that time, medyo awkward pa yung paglalakad ni BB. Parang it didn't appear to be that feminine as as I expected it to be. Medyo meron pa siya mga awkward poses and yung mga paglalakad niya. But again, only because of course BB was still discovering herself, transitioning, and really having that like sort of journey of knowing herself more. So yon, for me ang medyo talagang um, highlight ng ignorance Vice was yung kanyang closing statement na kahit nga ako rin iniloloko, BB parang niloloko. Anong BB? Kabayo na nga, BB pa. So, actually ito for me yung problematic kay Vice in general. Yung Vice tends to self-deprecate to justify his tendency to bully other people or to insult other people, na parang since Vice deprecates himself or herself, that would suffice his decision to assault, attack, or bully another person. And I think that's very unfair. That's that's unethical if you ask me. Kasi Vice should realize na iba-iba ang tolerance sa mga tao. Iba-iba ang threshold ng mga tao when it comes to being offended. So hindi porke hindi ka na-offend or binalahura mo yung sarili mo, sapat na yung para balahuraan mo yung kausap mo o yung taong gusto mong gawing point of laughter. Kasi dito, ang sinasabi niya is kabayo ng araw siya, BB pa. So what was he trying to insinuate? Kasi, di ba, when you call someone kabayo, or even Vice himself actually acknowledge it, it is obviously an insult, pero in-embrace si Vice yon. And walang problema naman doon. That's Vice himself. In-embrace niya yon. Ang sa akin lang is that, whoever that viewer is, thank you. Hopefully you stay. So, that's that's his choice na i-embrace yung pagtawa sa kanya ng kabayo. Pero to frown upon the use of BB, what was he trying to insinuate na para tawagin kang BB parang siya, parang downgrade o parang mas maliit ka as a person. So for me, it's coming from a place of ignorance and hatred actually, if you ask me. So yeah, I believe naman na Vice, through the years, has really learned his lessons. But I just feel like, I'm just gonna give my general take. Once I have given my views on Ricky Reyes. So, kay Ricky Reyes muna tayo. Sabi nga niya, ang pagbabae ng isang bading ay dapat sa sarili lamang niya. Ayoko na ang bawat bading dito sa Pilipinas ay parang gawing parang matching sa hawlo na pinaglalaroan at pinagtatawanan. So, actually for me, yung sinabi ni Mother Ricky Reyes, for me is just really the epitome of hypocrisy. Kasi, I don't get the logic of him or her saying na dapat daw pansarili lamang yung pagbabae, meaning like pagbabae, I guess in the sense na being feminine, wearing women's stuff. But I mean, like, yes, Mother Ricky, look who's talking. Ikaw mismo, you're also wearing feminine stuff. Again, nothing wrong with that per se, but the point is, it doesn't make sense that you would attack another person for being feminine, for wearing feminine ensemble stuff, whatever, while you yourself are doing the same thing. Or pwede din naman na sinasabi mo na yung pagiging trans woman, dapat sinasarili, which also doesn't make sense kasi who are you to question this person's decision whether she wants to come out or not? Or why would you cage this person just because you have another, take on how you would handle your femininity? The point is, and I believe Mother Ricky still identifies, as a gay person. She's just basically cross, he or she's just basically cross-dressing, and that's fine. That's her call. I have no issue about that. What I'm just saying is that um, it's hypocritical and unbecoming and ignorant um, for her to have said those words. Well, in fact, both of them are showcasing femininity. And yung sabi niya pa is yung paglalagay ng makeup, wag daw kapalan. Well, hindi ko, I mean, I haven't seen Mother Ricky in person, but based on what I'm seeing on TV, it appears na medyo makapal din siya mag-makeup. So parang hindi ko rin mag-guess kung bakit kailangan pang sabihin yon. I mean, personal taste na naman yon ng tao. So, this is my take on how Vice Ganda and Ricky Reyes reacted on the issue. Yeah, I agree with BB na it's very sad hearing these comments from these two persons from the same community. Kasi kung meron ka mang i-expect ng mga tao who would be coming from a place of tolerance, understanding, would be these people. Pero di ba obviously sa mga sinabi ni Vice sa Ricky Reyes, they were coming from a place of insecurity, ignorance, hatred to a certain degree, na hindi ba pwedeng dapat ang nangyaring yon, whether BB was still discovering herself or not. Couldn't we have just said, or couldn't they have just said, okay, so this baby's journey, okay, I hear that, and I actually applaud, I applaud her for being so brave, and I can only wish I can only wish the best for her. Mga ganun wordings ba na parang sana empowering na lang, kahit generic siya. The thing is, at least, you are saying something that would boost the morale of the person. But obviously, sa mga sinabi ni Vice, saka ni Ricky, ang dami nila sinabi ng mga demeaning comments that were really unnecessary, really uncalled for, and unbecoming, obviously, of people from the same community. So, to simplify, my take on this on these comments of Vice and Ricky is that, as people, not only for LGBTIQ plus community, let's always come from a place of love, openness, understanding. Even if you don't fully understand the journey of the person, can we at least just respect that? Can we at least acknowledge? Can we just at least acknowledge the existence of that, of whatever the journey is of that person? Tolerance, respect. So that's my take on that. Now, dun naman sa sinabi ni Ogie, for me again, he's coming from a place of ignorance, entitlement, yung pagmamarunong na minamatay yung journey ng isang tao. Kasi para sabihin niya na hindi na dapat pa nag-comment si BB dahil napakatagal na nun, para mo na rin sinabi na dahil may ginawa sa yung napakasama yung isang tao, kahit napakaraming taon na yung dumaan, dahil lang sa panahon, kailangan mo na siyang i-ignore. For me, it doesn't work that way, and that's exactly where BB is coming from. Na you cannot question the mental anguish that BB has gone through upon hearing those comments. hindi mo siya matatali sa panahon na dahil napakatagal na, BB can just shake that off and move on. Iba-iba tayo ng threshold. Again, iba-iba tayo ng pag-handle ng ating mga emotional struggles, turmoils, and whatnot. Ang punto lang is that, BB is now empowered. BB is obviously a lot bolder than ever. And kung hindi man siya nag-comment back then, that's her prerogative. Maybe she was still she was still feeling vulnerable at that time. So parang siguro wala pa siyang strength or courage to actually respond to whatever Vice or Ricky had said during those times. But the point is, pinapaalam nga ni Bibi ngayon sa mundo na ganun siya na-hurt, ganun siya na-bully ng dalawang to, na even if almost 1 decade na, the pain is still there. And I think that alone is enough for Vice and Mother Ricky to at least apologize to BB personally. Because I think that's what BB really wants, for her to really finally move on. But obviously, we cannot force these two to actually do that. I don't think even Vice would even react to this issue. I'm still hoping. I mean, cause ako naman, kumbaga, tiwala ako sa level ng intellectuality ni Vice, and si Vice naman, at least generally speaking, is receptive to feedback. So hopefully, crossing fingers, Vice would really apologize to BB. So yun. And yung kay Ogie nga, sa akin, yung pagkasabi niya na luma na yon, for me, unnecessary, uncalled for. Wala sa kahit na sino ang may karapatan na magsabi kung kailan dapat mawala ang mental anguish, depression ng isang tao dahil lang sa matagal na to, o kailan lang to. What Ogie could have done was to at least empathize with what BB has shared, na apparently BB is still hurting. That's the point na I think Ogie obviously missed. Hindi naman to parang issue ng, halimbawa, it would have been fine kung halimbawa nag-comment lang si BB sa isang third-party issue, yung walang kinalaman kay BB. Nag-comment si BB and that was like 10 years ago. For me, medyo parang, it would have made sense na, nga BB, that's several years back, so it's quite pointless to even react on that. But this is an issue that BB herself was part of. Siya mismo yung naging topic dito, siya yung mismong victim. Kaya you can only imagine yung pain that BB had gone through because of this, and you cannot diminish that, you cannot question that. And parang sana man lang kay Ogie is more of, sana maging bridge siya to actually tell Vice as to how and what BB is feeling about that issue. But I don't think with how Ogie reacted, I don't think it's gonna happen. Also, for me, unbecoming din yung uncalled for din yung pagkasabi niya na parang, since BB is vlogging, so ginawa niya to. Well, I mean, yeah, we can always say that, but the point is, hindi to issue na parang like ginawa lang ni BB since day one. I mean, maybe dun lang niya na feel yung strength to actually say her piece about the matter. The point is, BB has been doing daily vlog for quite a while na. So whether she was trying to create controversy or not is already secondary, if you ask me. The point is, BB wanted to share a message that for her, hypocrisy is really a no-no. Sabi nga niya, if you know the truth, then you have to really hate hypocrisy. So yeah, now, what BB is saying is that, say what you mean what you say. If you are adhering to this principle, stick with it and do not be a hypocrite, basically. So yeah, I perfectly understand where BB is coming from as far as that one is concerned. And yun na nga, nag-react nga si BB, obviously. So, um, yung sinasabi kasi ni BB na, again, nakakalungkot yung mga ganitong yung mga ganitong reactions coming from the whole community. So, if there's any takeaway, so dun muna tayo sa question pala muna. So, who's the real bully here? I guess I don't even have to reiterate, I don't even have to elaborate further, but if you ask me, the real bully here and should actually learn from this situation would be, of course, would be Vice Ganda, Ogie Diaz, and Ricky Reyes. They may not have, they may not have meant to bully BB, but apparently, they appeared to be bullies towards BB when, as far as this whole hullabaloo is concerned. Um, sana lang magkaroon ng talagang tamang learning, talagang tamang learning si Vice, Ogie, and Ricky Reyes about this, and hopefully, crossing fingers, Vice, Ogie, and Ricky Reyes would actually apologize to BB, just so everybody could move forward. BB could somehow have that sense of closure about the issue, and just really move forward, because I just feel like until BB gets that sense of remorse from Vice, Audrey, and Ricky, I don't think BB will ever move on from that issue, and we cannot question that because that's BB. That's her take on the matter. That's what we're saying. Um, Take away from this whole thing, again, for every one of us, this is not just about LGBTIQ plus community. Whatever, whatever issue or situation that we are asked to give our comment on, our thoughts about, I believe that we should always come from a place of love, tolerance, respect, understanding. And yeah, and I don't think we're gonna go we're gonna go wrong with that. You know, we can have a more peaceful earth if we're only able to really respect each other's journey, um, tolerate each other's existence. Ganun lang kasimple if you ask me. Hindi naman, sabi nga ng saying, di ba, kung wala ka din ng magandang masasabi, then I guess just shut up. Um, and yun, so yun lang for me. Again, just let's all come from a place of love, understanding, tolerance, and respect. So yeah, if you like my thoughts, if you wanna share your piece on the matter, feel free to comments down below. And if you like my reaction, feel free to follow, and feel free to subscribe to my channel, and even share it. So more commentaries to come, more mini talks to come, to come. So yeah, it's been almost an hour, and yeah, I love okay, I love BB. I love Vice as well. Yeah, to a certain degree. So this is not really like a hate commentary or whatever. I just had to say my piece on the whole issue. I also quite like Audrey. Ricky, yeah. I mean, she hasn't been much on TV anyway, but yeah, I'm not really a fan of Mother Ricky, but I don't hate the person. So I'm just saying that this is not to spread hate as spread hate or whatever, but this is just really to give my thoughts on the matter. So yeah, I can't wait for BB's Uncut because I'm a fan of hers. Vice, I can only wish her the best. I wish him the best, especially when it comes to his love life. Ogie Diaz and Mother Ricky, Godspeed to both of them as well. So yeah, love, love, love. And yeah, I'll see you next time, darlings. Okay. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you next time. Air kisses. Mwah.